Hey Sarah, did you see the photos from our honeymoon?
Oh, hello Emma. Yes, I did see them.
I posted them on social media. Please comment on them soon.
Of course I saw them. Looks like you had a wonderful honeymoon in the medievals.
It was absolutely amazing. Did you see the bungalow overlooking the water we stayed in?
Yes, it looked beautiful. The water was so clear and blue.
We spent $30,000 on it. I can't believe we got to stay in such an amazing bungalow. It was the best experience ever.
Wow, that's quite a luxurious trip. Spending $30,000 on a honeymoon is incredibly extravagant.
Well, for a special occasion like this, it's only natural. Besides, we should spend what we earn. After all, we're a power couple, a doctor and a nurse.
I see. That's great, Emma. It's admirable how cool and nonchalant you are about spending money.
Oh, sorry if I sounded like I was bragging. It must be tough for you lower class folks who can't even afford a vacation.
Excuse me?
I mean, your husband Jack is just a lowly manual laborer, right? And you're just a part-time worker. There's no way such a poor couple could afford a vacation.
Actually, we're not really into traveling or going out much.
What? That's unbelievable.
We're busy every day, so we prefer to relax at home during our time off.
If you work hard, you should play hard too. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably can't afford to go out because you don't earn enough.
That's not it at all. We just have different priorities.
It must be tough with your husband being lower class. A lower class carpenter probably has a tough job with low pay, and your part-time job probably doesn't contribute much to the household incomes. So, no wonder you can't afford to go out even if you want to.
Emma, that's enough. Can you please stop? I've been quiet, but you've gone too far insulting our jobs like that.
Oh, sorry. I guess I accidentally said what I was thinking.
Excuse me? Wow, are you for real?
The reality is that everyone thinks this way deep down, you know. Lower class people have to work hard every day getting all sweaty outside, yet their pay is so low. Lower class people are just used as labor. Unlike us successful couples, you and Jack are losers in life.
How do you say such horrible things? It's incredibly rude to look down on other people's job.
Well, since we're being rude anyways, let me ask you something. Are you two still renting?
Yes, we're renting a house. Why do you ask?
Wow, you're even more pitiful than I imagined. How embarrassing that you build houses for others as a lower class worker but can't even own your own home.
Excuse me?
Actually, we're planning to build our own house. Of course, it'll be a beautiful home for us. A doctor couple, if you like. We could let you build it for us. I'll graciously provide work for the lower class couple.
What an incredibly rude attitude. Your condescending, graciously provide work comment is so offensive.
Well, we're clearly superior in terms of income and social status. Oh, but now that I think about it, I'm not sure if I want to trust a low-class couple with building our house. We wouldn't want a poorly built new home. I guess we should go with a reputable large company for this kind of thing.
This is ridiculous. We wouldn't build your house even if you begged us. The way you look down on people, that kind of attitude will come back to bite you someday.
Don't get upset just because you're not getting the job I was so kindly offering. Well, keep struggling with this poor life.
I think this conversation is over, Emma. Goodbye.
Hey, Sarah. My brother contacts you. Just ignore him, okay?
What's wrong? Did you have a fight with Tom?
It didn't even get to that point. Actually, Tom contacted me. He said they're building a new house.
Oh, I heard about that from Emma. They finished their honeymoon and now they're building a new house.
Then Tom asked me to build it for them. Of course, I was planning to give him a discount as his brother. But get this. He wanted me to build it for just $10,000.
What? You mean $10,000 total, not a $10,000 discount? That's impossible. A 2-story house with a basement garage for just $10,000?
There's no way I could do that. So I refused.
So that's why you're having issues with your brother?
He complains about my job and income all the time. But he sure acts entitled when he wants something. He even got angry and called me a lower class carpenter when I refused. That's why I've decided I'll never build a house for them. If Emma contacts you, please refuse as well.
Of course, I'll refuse with every fiber of my being. I already turned down Emma when she talked to me about it.
Oh, did she say something to you too?
Emma consulted me about the house too, but more of that, she insulted our jobs. She was so condescending, saying she'd graciously provide work for us, like I was supposed to be grateful.
Who do they think they are? Those two are the worst.
That's why I got angry too. I told her we wouldn't build it even if they begged.
They really are the opposite of us, aren't they? I respect doctors and nurses. They do important work. That doesn't give them the right to look down on other people's jobs. This really shows how incompatible we are with my brother and his wife. Let's keep our distance from them from now on.
I completely agree. Anyways, let's both do our best at work today. Catch you later.
Hey Sarah, I guess you really are a poor couple, more than I imagined, living in a place like that.
Emma, what are you talking about?
What? I just saw you coming out of a rundown house. I know you're renting, but how can you live in such a disapplicable place? It looks like it would collapse in a strong wind.
Emma, what are you doing in this area? Aren't you living in a luxurious high-rise near the station?
Actually, we're thinking of building a house somewhere around here. I was just taking a walk to get a feel for the neighborhood. Then I saw this incredibly rundown house.
And you saw me coming out of it, huh?
I was wondering who could possibly live in such a place, and then you came out. I couldn't help but laugh. Life can be funny sometimes.
It's quite rude to laugh at someone's house.
Anyone would laugh at a house like that. It must be at least 50 years old. It's old and ugly with cracks up the wall. Don't you think it's stupid to pay rent for such a dump?
It is 50 years old and quite old, but that means the rent is cheap.
I guess it's tough when your husband has a lower class job. Living in a drafty old house just to save on rent.
There you go again, calling my husband lower class.
Well, it's true, isn't it? Making his wife live in such a miserable condition with his low salary? I could never do it. I'd rather be homeless than live in a house like that.
I'm actually quite happy with that house.
You're just pretending to be strong. You must hate living in such a dump. Aren't you embarrassed to live in a place like that? Why don't you just go on welfare?
That's just our storage shed.
What?
We don't actually live there. It's just fine as a storage place. It's just a shed, so as long as it has a roof and walls to keep out the rain and wind, it's okay. We have a proper, nice house where we actually live, so we don't need welfare.
Huh? What do you mean? Are you saying you're renting a separate house just for storage?
We're only renting the house we live in. We actually bought that place as a storage shed.
You bought that old dump?
By the way, that area is such a great location. Even that old building is worth about $500,000 just for the land.
And you're saying you bought it?
You got it? It cost about that much, but we had enough cash to pay for it in full.
What? A lower-class carpenter paid in full? Don't say such ridiculous things.
I'm not joking. I'm telling you the truth. Even if you call him a lower-class carpenter, Jack also runs a real estate business on the side. We actually own 6 apartment buildings and 30 houses in the city. Thanks to that, we can easily pay $500,000 in cash.
What? Real estate business? What do you mean? I never heard about this before.
Your husband, Tom, probably doesn't know either. That's right. Actually, we started the real estate business as a side job about 10 years ago. We buy rundown houses, and Jack renovates them himself. Then we rent them out or sell them for a profit.
Is it really true that you own 6 apartment buildings and 30 houses in the city?
We've worked pretty hard, haven't we? Fortunately, all the properties we own are fully occupied.
We're getting a good income from the rent. I'd say we're quite successful. This isn't just quite successful. This is a huge success. I thought you were just a carpenter and a part-time worker, but you're running a real estate business? That's amazing. Carpentry is an incredible job, isn't it? Being able to build such a nice house with your own hands and skills.
That's why I wanted to help, so I quit my full-time job. As a part-time worker, it's easier to take time off and help with his side business.
So that's why? I thought you were just incapable of getting a full-time job.
If anyone's incapable, it might be you, Emma. You're full of prejudice and unreasonably look down on other people's jobs.
What did you just say?
That's not what intelligent people do now, is it? Well, I'll be going now. I'm busy helping my husband with his work today. I need to get some tools from the storage shed.
Sarah, do you have a moment? There's something I want to ask you about.
What is it? Do you need me to get something else from the storage shed?
Oh no, it's not that. It's about our real estate business. Did you say anything to my brother Tom? I don't remember telling him, but he seems to know about our side business.
I'm sorry, I actually told Emma about it. Tom probably heard it from Emma. Was that bad?
Nah, it's not like we were trying to hide it, so it's fine. We just didn't bother telling anyone. Oh, so that's why. Now I understand why he suddenly contacted me in a panic.
Did he ask you to build a house for them again?
No, this time he asked me to lend him money. He said if we have so much money, we should buy a house for them.
What?
Apparently, they want to build a house worth about $1 million. But the interest and fees would be high if they took out such a large mortgage. So they asked us to pay for it in full. They said they'd pay us back little by little, even if it'd be tough.
What selfish and unreasonable people. First, they asked you to build a house for $10,000, and now they want $1 million? And if they're gonna struggle to pay us back, there's no benefit for us.
Exactly. Of course I refused. I told them we have $3 million in savings, but we won't give them a penny.
What? You told them how much we have in savings?
Well, I just wanted to say something back after all the times they looked down on us. They've been so arrogant, and now they have the nerve to ask for money? I feel like it was my turn to brag a little. Just once, you know?
That's totally fine. I'm so tired of those two.
But let's not get complacent. We'll keep working hard together. At this point, it's more of a hobby than just making money.
You do look so happy when you're building. I love seeing you like that, and I'll keep supporting you.
Thank you for always helping me. Oh, my brother and his wife contact you. Just keep ignoring them as usual.
Got it. Sarah, are you there? Please respond. Yes, Emma, what is it? Please don't ignore us. Just listen to us for a bit. We're in a really bad situation right now. If this continues, our lives will be ruined. What's wrong? Oh, you finally replied, Sarah. Thank you so much for responding. I knew you would help us. I never said I would help you. Just explain what's going on. By the way, didn't you finally build your new house? Shouldn't this be the happiest time for you? You sound like you're in trouble. That's right. We finally built our dream house, but we took out such a big loan that our very lives are in danger. Our savings are almost gone and our debt keeps growing. What? How did this happen? We didn't want to lose you two. So we had no idea you were so wealthy. We wanted to at least build a grand house to show off. So we built a house that cost about 3 times our budget to get the upper hand over you. 3 times your budget? I heard you were planning to build $1 million house. Are you saying you spent $3 million on your new home? Yes, and our monthly mortgage payment is $8,000. That much? How can you afford that? We can barely make the payments, and now we can't afford to eat or travel, which we love doing. Going out was our favorite hobby. Yeah, I got the impression. You even spent $30 million just on your honeymoon. You were always traveling around abroad and domestically. But we can't suddenly start living frugally, so we're in the red every month. We've never been in debt before, so we quickly turned to payday loans. Now we're borrowing money from one place to pay off the loans from another. That does sound like a life-ruining situation. Wouldn't it be better to sell the house at this point? No way. I absolutely refuse. We just built our dream mansion. We invited so many friends over to show it off. It would be too embarrassing to sell it now. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to let this ruin your lives? That's why I contacted you, Sarah. Please, I'm begging you, please help us financially. Can you pay off our mortgage for us? What? Of course, we'll pay back any help you give us. We'll pay it all back with interest, so please help us. Don't you think it's more embarrassing to borrow money from the lower class couple you look down on? Well, yes, but we can't go back now. Look, I'm sorry for looking down on you before. You're finally apologizing, but it's still not happening. I asked Jack, but he doesn't want to help you either. No way. Please, Sarah, we're desperate. Can't you talk to Jack again? Weren't you bragging about being such a power couple? I'm sure you two amazing people like you can overcome this. Sarah, please, we made a mistake. We were arrogant and stupid, but we really need your help now. Emma, you and Tom have been looking down on us for years. You've insulted our jobs, our lifestyles, and our choices, and now you want us to bail you out? I know, we're terrible, but people can change, right? We've learned our lesson. Have you really? Or are you just saying that because you need our money? No, I mean it. This whole situation has been a wake-up call for us. We realize now how shallow and misguided we were. That's good to hear, Emma, but it doesn't change our decision. We won't be helping you. But what are we supposed to do? We can't keep up with the payments. We're drowning in debt. Have you considered downsizing, selling the house and moving to somewhere more affordable? But all our friends know about the new house. It will be so humiliating to sell it now. More humiliating than going bankrupt. More humiliating than losing everything. I don't know. We've worked so hard to maintain this image. And that's exactly the problem, Emma. You've been living for other people's approval, not for yourselves. But what would people think if we sell the house? Who cares what they think? You need to do what's best for your financial health and your future. I guess you're right, but it's so hard to let go of everything we've built. Emma, a house is just a building. Your well-being and your relationship with Tom are far more important. You're right. I know you're right, but it's so scary to start over. Starting over is better than counting down a path that's clearly leading to disaster. I suppose so, but even if we sell the house, we'll still be in debt. The market has gone down since we bought it. That's unfortunate, but it's still better than continuing to pile on more debt every month. You're probably right. I just wish we had listened to you earlier. We were so stupid. Well, at least you're realizing that now. It's not too late to make changes. I guess not, but we really could use some help. Are you sure you won't reconsider? Emma, I'm sorry, but our answer is final. We won't be giving you money. Not even a loan? We'll pay it back, I swear. No, Emma, not even a loan. You need to figure it out on your own. But we're family. Doesn't that mean anything?
Family doesn't insult each other and look down on each other for years, Emma. You and Tom made your choices. Now you have to deal with the consequences. I can't believe you're being so cold after all we've been through. All we've been through? You mean all the times you belittled us and treated us like we were beneath you? That was in the past. Can't you forgive us now? Forgiveness doesn't mean we have to give you money, Emma. Fine, I guess we both know where we stand now. Thanks for nothing. Emma, I hope you and Tom can figure this out. I really do. But it won't be with our money. Good luck. Whatever, I guess blood isn't thicker than water after all. Goodbye, Emma.
Hey, did Emma contact you again?
Yes, she did. She was begging for money.
Well, let me guess. They can't afford the new mansion.
Exactly. They're drowning in debt. Emma wanted us to pay off their mortgage.
Unbelievable. A nerve of those two.
I know, I told her we wouldn't help them.
Good. They made their bed. Now they have to lie in it.
I feel a little bad for them, though. They're really in a tough spot.
Don't feel bad, Sarah. They brought this on themselves with their arrogance and overspending.
You're right. I just hope they figure it out somehow.
They will. They might have to eat some humble pie, but they'll figure it out.
I guess so. It's just sad to see how their choices have led them to this point.
That's life. Sometimes you have to learn lessons the hard way.
True, well, I've blocked Emma's number now. I don't think we'll be hearing from them.
Good. Let's focus on our lives and business. We've worked hard to get where we are.
You're right. I'm proud of what we've accomplished together.
Me too. Now, how about we go check on that new property we're renovating?
Sounds great. Let's go. Jack and I immediately blocked Tom and Emma's numbers. We explained the situation to our parents and relatives, so we'll never hear from those two again. Rumor has it that the once proud power couple, overwhelmed by loan repayments, made frequent mistakes at work and eventually committed a major medical error, resulting in their dismissal. They finally sold their mansion, but by then their debt had grown about $200,000. Now they're living in a small apartment, working hard to pay off their debts.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Congrats on getting married, Kay. I heard about this from Emmett just a second ago, but you guys went and handed in the papers at the courthouse, right? Thank you so much, Emmi. So, this is all about celebrating your marriage and all, so can I talk with you about it? What? Well, if you're wanting to talk about that right now, then be my guest. Thank you, actually, for caring about this so much. Well, don't get your hopes up too much. I was actually wanting to tell you that we can't give you any money or anything as a present, so please don't expect anything from us come your wedding. What? I'm really sorry about this. When it came to our marriage, you went and gave us a whole bunch of presents to celebrate. That coffee maker you got for us that's so fancy is still being put to good use. Thank you so much for still using it, but what's this about you guys not being able to give us anything for our wedding? Recently, we haven't been doing too well financially, which means that right now we don't have any money to do anything for you. I'm so sorry about that. Is that so? You being as kind as you are can understand what I'm saying, right? I know we won't be able to give you anything physical, but we still plan on coming to your wedding to celebrate you guys. That should be more than enough, right? That's right. Just coming out to celebrate us is enough for me. Just your reason for changing the promise we had before is a little bit hazy to me. What? What promise are you talking about? So you don't remember what I'm talking about? The promise you and my brother made when I sent you that gift. You promised me that you'd make sure to give me something at my wedding of equal value. That's kind of the reason why I've been getting really excited to see what you'd have to give me in exchange for that expensive coffee maker. My brother didn't really care what kind of coffee maker I got you guys, but then you butted in last minute saying you wanted something new and gorgeous to have in the kitchen. You and him actually had a small fight over that, right? But no matter how much my brother told you that it didn't need to be fancy, you didn't listen to him. And actually, you started to throw a fit towards the end, saying that if the coffee machine wasn't new and fancy, you wouldn't take it. That's why I went and got you guys a really expensive one, knowing that that was the only choice I had with you. That did happen, didn't it? And at that time, I was still in college and didn't have a whole lot of money. Having to buy a coffee maker costing close to $300 was a tough buy for me. But after you got that from me, you made a promise, right? You promised that you'd give me something of equal value when I got married. I told you plenty of times as well that I'd been looking forward to getting married, partially to see what you'd get for me. You said that? When it comes to presents, it's all about the thought that goes into them. It's not about the cost or anything, really. But you breaking your promise to me by saying something like that makes me feel a little bit upset. Oh, shut the hell up, Kay. You can say that to me all you want, but right now we're financially not doing so well, so we have no choice. Something that is said to be impossible for us is impossible. So don't you expect us to give you anything for your wedding, because we're not.
Hey, Kay. Before, you were telling me about how you wanted a new air fryer, right? Kind that you could set to making anything you want in it, right? I'll go out and buy you the newest kind with all those features on it as your wedding present.
Well, thank you so much, Emmett, but you really don't have to force yourself to get me anything.
What do you mean force myself to? My little sister's getting married. So of course I'm wanting to give you something. And it's not like you didn't get us something amazing for our wedding, right? Allow me to give you something in return for that.
I'm very happy to hear you saying that, but you guys are having some financial problems currently, right? I don't want you having to force yourself to go into debt for a simple present, okay?
What?
When you guys have the money to afford a gift for me, you can buy something for me then.
Hold on a minute, Kay. What do you mean we're having some financial problems right now? We're not in any situation where you need to be worried about our finances. Far from that, actually.
What? But Emmi was saying you guys are having some money problems right now. She told me that you guys don't have the money right now, so you wouldn't be giving me anything for my wedding. She contacted me saying that she didn't want me to expect anything from you both.
You're kidding me, right? What the hell was she saying? I'm sorry, Kay. You don't have to worry about whatever the hell she was going on about. We have the money to afford a very good present for you. So please, don't feel afraid to ask me for whatever kind of kitchen appliance or whatever the hell else you want.
What's going on here? So you're telling me that your wife lied to me?
Lies to you, perhaps. Or maybe she was acting out of line. I received a cut to my bonus this year, and she's been throwing a fit about it ever since.
Your bonus was cut? Doesn't that mean that your company isn't performing well at all right now?
Well, just a tad bit. How poor the economy has been all around, some of that has been affecting the company. But to be honest, it was only cut by $100, which is nothing when talking about the bonuses I receive.
Is that right? I was thinking you meant most of your bonus was gone and you'd only be getting a couple of $100 bills.
Well, the company was only doing poorly for a second, but now it's back on track for hitting its targets. And as a matter of fact, right now it's doing better than this quarter's projected target. The CEO even sent out an email to everyone saying we should all be looking forward to this year's coming bonus. So we are doing fine at home. There is nothing going on inside this house that you need to be worried about, nor should my wife be worried about. If you want me to show that you have no reason to be worried, allow me to use this whole bonus I received to get you whatever you want.
That would be way too much money being spent on me. But I want to know why Emmi was saying all those things about you guys earlier. She said you guys didn't even have the money to get me a small gift, so I was expecting things to be pretty dire for you both.
Recently, I've been a bit worried about that woman. Ever since I said something about taking a cut to my bonus, she has behaved like we'd become poor overnight. She's even saying things like that to the neighbors and to all her friends. And to make all of this even worse, she's been going around asking people to help her, saying we don't have any money at all.
What?
She's been going around asking for new clothes for the kids, saying she wants them to dress better. She's also been asking some families for the vegetables out of their gardens. Not only is she being rude to some people about it, but it's also embarrassing for me. I've asked her to cut all that out, but she won't stop.
That's not good at all. She's going around making it seem like you're not bringing in enough money for the family anymore?
Well, this is my problem. So I'll figure something out, which means you really don't have to be worried about things here. Especially since we already caused you enough trouble back when I was getting married to Emmi. I want to make that up to you as well, by going all out on your present.
Excuse me, Emmi? I have something I'd like to ask you about today's wedding. Oh, did I leave something there by accident? No, this has to do with the cards you gave me today. I just got home and was reading through all the cards that people had given to my husband and I. And when I got to the one you and Emmett gave us, there was nothing other than 53 cents stuffed into it. Is there a problem with that? I told you this before, but right now Emmett and I are financially not doing too well. So even with all I could muster, that 53 cents was the best I could do. What? That was all I had in my purse at the time. I'm sure that's a lot less than what everyone else gave you, but please forgive me. You would never try and steal more money from a couple of poor people, would you? I never said I was wanting to get more money from you, but for you guys not having any money at all, today you were dressed up in some very high-class fashion. Actually, both you and your daughter came today in some expensive dresses and heels that only came out just this year. Oh, thank you so much for noticing that. But I'm sorry to say that what we had on wasn't brand new attire. My daughter and I received those dresses and heels from one of our neighbors who gave them to us for free. She assumed we weren't doing so well and came to the rescue. Are you sure about that? Because your daughter was going around today bragging about how you bought that dress for her. What? Also, there was a tag still stuck to the back of her dress that you never cut off. That dress was worth $1,000. Excuse me? You didn't have the money to get me a gift, yet you seemed to have the money to buy yourself and your daughter matching high-class dresses like those. You shut up! What's wrong with me going out and getting us some new dresses? We've been struggling with money a lot recently and have had to save up your money forever now. And because of all that saving and cheap living, the stress has really been getting to me. So before things got way out of hand for me, I had to go out and buy some new fashion for my daughter and I. So your way of getting over the stress of having to live cheap and save money is to spend money? Buying really expensive things refreshes my nerves, actually. Thinking about what I can afford allows me to do my best when saving up money. And today, being able to walk around in such expensive fashion allowed me to feel better about going home to live cheaply again. Then what's the point of trying to save up any money? You're saying that you have to live cheaply in order to save money, but then the stress from that makes you go out and waste all your money on new clothes, which then puts you right back to square one again, right? And then you have the nerve to only give me 53 cents as a wedding gift. Well, what's wrong with me giving you 53 cents as a present? When it comes to presents, it's all about the thought, really, right? Nobody ever said we had to give you a ton of money, right? Sure, there are people saying you should spend a couple hundred, but you tell me who actually said that first. I'm not going to follow some made-up rules that nobody even knows who made up. But don't you feel that handing me your pocket change as a present was a little bit rude of you? You think so? Well, isn't that a good message for you then? 53 cents pretty much means that you're worth about the same amount as garbage to me. Huh? Well, when looking at your husband, he's not all that attractive, is he? Actually, I'd go as far as to call him straight up ugly. And when it comes to you, you're not that much better than he is in terms of looks. Having to come out to the wedding of two ugly-looking pigs is like having to stand around in a dump. So I thought that giving you 53 cents as a message was a good idea. Huh? Giving money away to some strangers on their wedding day is a total waste to me, yet I still went and gave you 53 cents, right? I think you're making a mistake complaining about that amount right now. If anything, you should be thanking me for giving you such a high amount. Do you have any idea how much of a pretentious asshole you're sounding like right now, Emmi? Not only did you not bother to give me anything worthwhile as a gift today, but you have started to make fun of both my husband's and my appearances. You're a serious bitch. I told you there was no helping the amount I gave you today, right? Sorry. My husband and I are too poor to give you anything more. Just take that 53 cents and be thankful.
Then what happens to the $3,000 I told you to put in the card?
What? Is that you? Emmett, is that you on her phone? What? No. There's no way you're on her phone right now. The only person I'm texting right now is Kay.
Yo, Emmi. I'm only going to ask you this one more time. Where the hell did that $3,000 I gave to you to put in that card for Kay go?
What?
I told you to take that money from my little sister and her husband and put it in that card for her, right? Tell me why the hell that $3,000 turned to 53 cents.
Wait a second. What? why are you on her phone right now?
Answer the goddamn question. I took the phone from her when I walked in to see what she wanted. And the reason I'm here in the first place is because she called me saying there was something very important she needed to tell me about the card she got from us.
What?
And that's when I saw there was only 53 freaking cents in the card. Seeing her spare change sitting in that card, I almost lost consciousness. Before I did, I grabbed the phone out of her hands and took a look at all the shit you've been saying to her.
You're lying, right? So wait, you've seen everything her and I have been saying to one another?
I've seen it all, you bitch. I was really hoping this was all some joke you were pulling in order to surprise her with the money I gave you to give to her. But it doesn't seem that way at all. So tell me, you selfish freaking whore, what the hell is going on here? What was that about my sister's wedding being like a dump to you? And what was that about my sister and her husband both looking like ugly pigs? You're not getting away with that kind of childish behavior this time.
You're mistaken, Emmett. There's a lot of stuff behind all of this.
Then tell me right freaking now what the stuff is. What the hell happened to that $3,000? You bring that goddamn money to her house right now.
That's not possible. I used that $3,000 when I went shopping, so I no longer have it anymore. So you asking me to bring it there won't happen.
You used it all while shopping?
I was stressed from having to live so cheaply in order to save up some money. Recently, my skin hasn't been looking so good, so I used the money on some high-end cosmetics and skincare creams. When you're buying a bunch of things, $3,000 disappears really quickly.
For God's sake, you used all that money which was meant for my sister on crap like that?
What do you mean crap like that? Saving money is a lot more difficult than you might think. And if you're looking to blame this on someone, you're the one who's to blame for receiving that cut to your bonus.
Screw off! I only had $100 cut off from that bonus, you stupid bitch. Nothing changed in terms of my salary, which was already $250K a year. Nothing freaking changed when I had $100 cut from my bonus.
What? You only lost $100 from your bonus?
Freaking told you that, Emmi. I was taking a cut to my bonus, but it wouldn't mean jack to our financial situation. I told you not to worry about it, and just live life like you've always been.
But not a penny of that bonus went into our savings account. You always put the whole bonus in there, right? But after checking the account over and over and over again, nothing ever popped up in there. So I assumed that there really wasn't going to be a bonus coming this year.
Where do you think the money for my sister's wedding present was coming from then? I was holding on to that bonus in order to give it to her in cash form. I was going to take some of my base income and throw that into savings this month. But I didn't get around to it yet.
No way.
Tell me something, Emmi. Were you really checking our savings account that often for my bonus? Checking it over and over again and see if my bonus was in there? Was something bad going to happen if that bonus didn't end up in there for you?
What? There was never anything bad going to happen.
Yo, Emmi, I just had a good look at our savings account on my app. Why the hell is there nothing in that account anymore? What's going on there?
No, wait, that's,
I thought I gave you your money every month when I got my salary, and told you to never pull anything from the savings account. But right now, that account is sitting at zero, and I want to know why the hell that is. Where the freaking hell did all the money in there go?
It's, shopping and such, shopping, you know.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I lightheartedly went and spent it all. I was always telling myself this would be the last thing as I continued to spend more and more. But by the time I actually noticed how much I'd bought, all of the money was gone.
For Christ's sake.
To be honest, the money you'd give me was also, due to all my spending and skincare treatments, I didn't have enough money, so I would use our savings to pay the difference. I thought I could hide everything from you before the next time you got paid, but then I realized that you never even put this year's bonus in there, and that caused me to panic. So that's why I started to try and lie about our situation so that Kay didn't think we could afford a gift for her wedding.
Emmi, we're getting divorced.
What?
What the hell did you think would happen? I'm coming home right now, and there we're talking.
No!
All the spending, all the savings you spent, and all the lies you've been telling? We're going to talk a lot about all of that. Go and find a strong rope from the garage and wait for me.
Help me, Kay. Emmett is seriously saying that he and I need to get a divorce now, but I don't want to get divorced. Oh, can't you do something to set him straight for me? Shut the frick up, bitch. He has his mind set on ending you, so forget about asking for help. Your only option now is to run away. Why are you being so cold to me? You just got married yourself, right? You are right now feeling how important it is to be married and should understand the kind of love it takes to be with someone forever, right? Don't you hate the idea of getting a divorce and don't wish it upon anyone else? Oh, good point. Now that I'm married, I really do understand things a lot more. And the one thing that I've come to understand the most is that for a marriage to last, both parties have to be happy. But when one of the two parties does something beyond terrifying to their partner, well, let's just say they don't deserve to enjoy being married anymore. Hurry the hell up and leave my brother now. You're so mean, Kay. So you're okay with us getting a divorce then, right? And with that, my daughter will be affected the worst by it, all right? Don't you feel bad for her, knowing that her parents might end up being divorced and living apart from one another? Hey, how about you shut the hell up and take a second to think about what you're saying? First of all, your daughter is old enough to understand now that what you did was wrong. So I don't think she's going to be sad when her dad says it's time to kick the monster out of the house. Oh, but doesn't the mother normally get full custody of their child if they ask for it? Right now, Emmett is saying he's taking my daughter away from me and won't let her see me anymore. At least get him to leave me my daughter. I know that she'll be much happier with her mother. No, she told me she doesn't want to be with someone who can't control their spending and will most likely go down a path to being homeless. What? I really don't think you understand just how much of this situation your daughter understands. Remember that there is also nobody else on your side right now, while my brother has my husband and I, our parents, and a whole bunch of other people supporting him. They all love your daughter enough to even help care for her while Emmett is busy with work or whatnot. But my daughter is a really shy girl. She'll be lonely if she has to lose her mother. I don't understand why you'd think that when she's been having the time of her life over at my parents' place. And actually, she's fallen in love with my husband of all people. What? My husband just so happens to be an elementary school teacher, which means he knows how to handle kids, especially in stressful situations. And, well, your daughter is really fond of him right now. She tells him he's so much fun to play with and wants him going out to my parents' house every day to see her. What? So please don't worry about her and go finish that divorce to my brother now. Then go figure out how the hell to fix your spending problems and hopefully find a way to start saving some of your own money. Oh, and don't forget that you'll be paying child support from now on as well as a settlement. Really, all you have left to do in your life now is make money and give it all to my brother. No way. I'm getting divorced, and I'm having my baby girl taken away from me, and I'll have to pay a settlement and child support. I can't. I've been a housewife for so long now and haven't worked in ages. Well, the court said that if you can't make the money to pay child support, you'll never be allowed to see her again. That would cause your daughter to become more lonely than anything else, right? You think that's a good idea as a mother to make your own daughter lonely? I don't. Good luck, you bitch. And not too long after that, Emmi and Emmett had their divorce and were no longer a couple. My brother got full custody of his daughter, and now the two of them are living at my parents' house for the time being. My husband and I will go over there every so often to see them and play, but of course Emmett's daughter is only interested in being around my husband. It's at the point now where her own father is getting jealous of my husband now, actually. As for what happened with Emmi after that, she moved back home to her parents' house for a bit until she found herself a job working at the lumber mill there and was forced to move out. She started to send money to my brother for child support as well as to pay off that settlement, but she's also going to have to worry about the debt she's gotten into affording her own place and everything else. I'm sure right now is far more stressful for her than when she was living with my brother under the false idea that they were poor and living cheaply. But this time there won't be any spending money on high-end items to take away that stress, as that would really do her in big time.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.